Hi and welcome to another episode of Tool Talk. I'm Mark the Window Cleaner, this show brought to you by windowcleaningresource.com. Well, today I want to talk to you about the UniTec extension pole from Unger. Now traditionally, if you take a look at most window cleaning extension poles, they have locking collars in between the individual sections. So you pull the pole out to the desired height that you want, and then you lock the collars in, and when you're done, you unlock the collars, slide the pole back down. Well, the UniTec is slightly different in that it has an internal locking system which allows you to pull the pole out to the desired height and then twist just a half a turn and it locks into position. This is pretty handy when you're going around, especially doing storefronts where you just quickly want to get to your desired height, move on to the next window, lower it a little bit if you need to, extend it out a little bit if you need to. You can pretty much do that rather quickly. However, the half-turn locking mechanism isn't too forgiving to those who are pretty rough with their poles. If you're doing a lot of fancy work or you're just a rough handler with your pole, you may find that sometimes when you're coming down that you can actually unlock that twist lock mechanism just from you being a little bit too forceful. So that's something to keep in mind. I'd also consider this to be an entry-level extension pole. It's not as heavy duty, and especially it's not nearly as heavy as some of the other poles on the market. And when this pole is in the fully extended position, it actually feels kind of flimsy. Now they call this a 6.5 foot pole. I traditionally only extend it out to maybe 6 feet maximum, because if it goes all the way out, in the middle it starts to become very flimsy. There's not enough support. So, I call this a 6-foot pole. They have a 10-foot pole and a 13-foot pole. They're all two-section poles, so keep that in mind that if you are to purchase the UniTec poles, you don't want to fully extend them and lock them and use them, because there's just going to be too much play in between. One thing that this pole can be very handy for, and that's for those of you who do residential window cleaning. I'm sure many of you also do gutter cleaning. Well, this pole, being as light as it is, it's a lot handier for when you want to stick on a gutter scoop on the end and reach over when you're cleaning out the gutters and pull the debris towards you, because the more debris you can bring towards you and your ladder and your bucket, the less you have to move your ladder. In other words, you're going to get the job done faster. Just remember, don't overreach, and always have 3 points of contact on the ladder when you're working. The UniTec pole comes with a standard locking, standard cone tip. What I would recommend that you do, since Unger has a lot of tools that utilizes the locking cone, the ErgoTec locking tip mechanism, is you can buy the ErgoTec locking cone at windowcleaningresource.com. It only costs a couple bucks, $2-3, and just it's perfectly made for it. Just snaps right on the end of your pole. And that way, if you're using any of their squeegees or their T-bars, you can always make use of that locking mechanism, that locking cone. So all in all, I'd say, this pole is a pretty good pole for storefront, and pretty good pole when I do gutter cleaning. Like I say, you can reach out. It's not too heavy, and it doesn't put too much stress on your arms and your forearms when you're stretching out with it. And I'd recommend this to anybody new to window cleaning. And anybody who has been around window cleaning for a while, has some pretty heavy duty poles, but wants something light that they can carry around with them. And this is perfect when you're going around, let's say you're doing a strip plaza, and you don't need the big 16-foot pole or 18-foot pole lugging that thing around. You can just, sometimes I have a cart that has bungee straps, and I just slide this within the 2 bungee straps on my cart, and I just walk with it. I don't even have to hold the pole, because it's not too big. Anyway, this pole and the other 2 sizes of this pole, as well as many other Unger poles, Edderay poles, Garlic poles, and the Pro Curve from Mr. Longarm, are all available at windowcleaningresource.com. So go check them out. Have a good day. Bye-bye.